Next matchup, we got Georgia versus Marshall. Georgia opening up as a 38.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 52.5. These teams have played each other once. Georgia winning. Yeah, I don't know when they played, but they won 13-3. So kind of a weird game there when they played last. Marshall coming off a really great year, finished 9-1 in their last 10, dominated their bowl game. Yeah, great season for Marshall. Georgia losing to Notre Dame 23-10 in the playoffs. Still a great season for Georgia. Just, couldn't get to the big game here. Marshall 1-5 against the SEC. They're 5-0 covering. They finished the season 5-0 covering the spread, 6-0-1 covering on the road. I do believe they lost a lot of people. Georgia 20-0 at home, 13-0 against the Sun Belt. They've been dominant against the Sun Belt here. I expect big things from Georgia. Man, I don't know. Just something with this spread. I could just see it. Georgia just, they win a grinder and it's just like 38-14. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of points for a Marshall team that was pretty good last year. And I don't know. It's going to be a whole new Georgia team. We're going to see what they look like, especially with the quarterback play and their weapons. Because we'll say Georgia, they weren't the best offensively last year. They in the big games, they really struggled on offense. I'm intrigued with Marshall here. I think Georgia has no doubt they're winning at home. They don't lose at home here, but a lot of points. I'll take Marshall plus 38.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got Montana State versus Oregon. Oregon opening up as a 26.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 55.5. These teams have not played each other before. Montana State, another one of these little teams, playing a big team that I'm sure they're getting paid to come play Oregon. Oregon coming off, a tough Ohio State loss where they got blown out in that playoff game. Losing a lot of talent, but the thing with Oregon, they just generate so much talent every year. They recruit, get some of the best transfers every year. I think Oregon's pretty good. They got it's going to be Dante Moore at quarterback, and we're going to see what he looks like here. Big arm, still great playmakers. Defense is going to be good. Montana State, I don't know. I just think out of all the big favorites, you're getting Oregon and pretty out of a discount, and I just think on the road, getting them below 4 touchdowns. I mean, it just seems like it could be a 48-10 kind of game. And I think you're getting Oregon cheap today. So, new quarterbacks across the board today, not just Oregon, across the board. I just trust the Ducks' talent. Give me Oregon minus 26.5 at home today. Next matchup, we got Illinois State versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma opening up as a 35.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 61.5. These teams have never played each other. Illinois State, their last 3 season opener, or last 2, they opened up against Iowa last year and lost 40-0. They opened up against Wisconsin in 2022. They lost 38-0. Against good teams, especially in openers, Illinois State they are not scoring. Oklahoma, bad year last year. Whole new system, new quarterback. They got rid of everybody. Kind of I think it's a refresh year for Oklahoma. And their first year in the SEC wasn't good. They really struggled in the SEC. I mean, they couldn't win nothing. They even lost to Navy in their bowl game. Illinois State 0-7 in August, 0-8 in week 1. They just usually in week 1 they get paired up with just a powerhouse program here. I expect Oklahoma just to dominant game at home. These Illinois States, they just can't hang with actual good programs. Expect a big blowout here. Give me Oklahoma minus 35.5 at home. Next matchup, we got LIU versus Florida. Florida opening up as a 45.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 56.5. These teams have never played each other. LIU, I mean, their season opener last year, they played TCU, lost 45-0. high expectations for Florida this year. Lagway, which saw was like questionable to play. Let me check. Lagway, he's questionable. I will say, if he ends up being out, it's a high spread for them to cover with the backup. Yeah, he's pretty questionable. Yeah. I mean, listen, if Lagway wins, they're probably winning like 60 to like at least like 60 to 10. I'll give any team that's like a 50-point underdog almost. I'll give them 10 respectably. They're going to get a garbage time touchdown and they're going to get in field goal range like in like the first half. So I'll give any team like that 10. But yeah, high expectations for Florida here. Lagway plays, they dominate the Sharks. If Lagway's out, I still like Florida to win. Hopefully they invested in a good backup, but without your starter, it wouldn't shock me if the offense struggles here for a bit. So Lagway's playing. I like the spread. Should be an absolute blowout. Check his status. If Lagway, it is a 7 p.m. game. If Lagway's out here, take the line early. I think the Sharks could get that cover. It won't be pretty, but we'll probably see the Florida offense struggle in the first half for sure if Lagway's out. But hoping he plays. Expect Florida taking them minus the points if he plays at home. Next matchup, we got North Dakota versus Kansas State. Kansas State opening up as a 25.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 55.5. These teams have never played each other here. North Dakota, they opened up their season against Iowa State, losing 21-3. And Kansas State, they're coming off just a bad loss. Yeah, just a bad loss last week. Iowa State. Yeah, not a good win. I'm sorry, not a good loss. North Dakota, they're very good. They were a very good team last year. Against any decent teams, weren't that great. Didn't really play anybody worth of note last season aside from Iowa State. So we're going to see what they look like here. Kansas State, tough loss. It was a sloppy game, a lot of turnovers. Avery Johnson was fine. They didn't really throw the ball, so like they really need to turn it up, throwing here. Kansas State, they're kind of like, man, this is a must-win. This isn't a no-joke North Dakota's team here. They're a good team. Kansas State 1-6 covering the spread here. They are 12-2 at home. 1-5 covering on a Saturday. 1-5 covering as a favorite. I don't know. This is a lot of points here. Not that I think North Dakota's going to win, but Kansas State, tough game last week. You hope Avery Johnson, the D, wasn't that great last week. It was just very sloppy. I think this is a lot of points. I think North Dakota's a sleeper today. I'll take North Dakota plus 25.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got UTSA versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M opening up as a 23.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 56.5. Head-to-head, A&M 2-0 in their two meetings. UTSA, a pretty mid-year. They did make a bowl game where they beat Coastal Carolina, but a pretty mid-year for them. A&M, yeah, bad year. Ended on a 3-game losing streak coming off a USC loss. Couldn't make the playoffs. Lost to Texas, Auburn. A&M got a brutal schedule, but still, nonetheless, A&M a great team. And especially these out-of-conference games, I expect A&M to dominate these out-of-conference ones. UTSA 1-9 as the underdog. 1-5 covering on a Saturday on the road. Just A&M, the environment. A&M at home, it's just a different beast. I expect A&M to dominate here. Start the season because the SEC it's the hardest it gets. So, they got to come out and dominate. Give me Texas A&M minus 23.5 and money line at home today. Next matchup, we've got, this one's a crazy one. That's why I wanted to cover it. It's Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech opening up as a 52.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 61.5. These teams I've never played before. Pine Bluff, crazy. You saw their opener last season against Arkansas. They lost 70-0. Yeah, I mean, obviously Pine Bluff not a good team. Texas Tech coming off an Arkansas loss 39-26 in their bowl game. Kind of a mid-year for Texas Tech. This one's a tough one. That's why I'm intrigued, because you look at the 52.5 points is no joke. That's a lot of points. Pine Bluff 0-12 on the road, 0-5 in August. You got Tech 6-0 in August, 16-2 in week 1. This is a crazy spread. We saw Arkansas beat them 70-0. For this to work, like, Pine Bluff just has to not score any points at all. So, like, you got to play a perfect game offensively and defensively. Yeah, it really is a true sweat when you're betting a team like this. 52 points is a lot. It's tough, man, because you'll kind of know out the gate if you can, like, if they can have like 6 to 10 points at halftime, you're like feeling good. But these games, it could be like first quarter, Texas Tech it's like 21-0, and you're like, oh goodness. 52.5 though, I think I'm gonna take a shot with that every time. You just need Pine Bluff to get lucky and get a couple scores, maybe some garbage time score in the fourth quarter. That's kind of what I'm banking on. I'm just intrigued by this. They couldn't score last week 1 against Arkansas. Not to say I'm sure, but surely they can get a couple field goals, get in scoring range a little bit. Give me a Pine Bluff plus 52.5 on the road here. Next matchup, monster matchup. We got LSU versus Clemson. Clemson opening up as a 4-point home favorite with the over-under at 57.5. Head-to-head, LSU 2-1 in their 3 head-to-head meetings here. LSU, they cannot win their season openers. They haven't won their season opener in like a couple years. They're coming off a big Baylor win in their bowl game. Still, not a great year for LSU, you know. Didn't make the playoffs, which by their standards is not a good year. Clemson, losing to Texas in the playoffs, that was a tough loss for Clemson. But, you know, we know how good Texas was here. Both teams recruit well. LSU, I mean, this is a massive quarterback game. You got Klubnik and LSU quarterback. It's like Garrett Nussmeier, yeah. This is just a massive quarterback battle here. Tough to go play in Clemson. You know how packed that stadium's going to be. LSU, they just really struggle in their openers. 1-4 in week 1. So they've gotten 1 week in the last 5 years. 2-5 covering on a Saturday on the road. Clemson 1-6 against the SEC, but 9-2 at home. Massive game for both teams. I mean, you don't want to be down 0-1. These teams already have playoff expectations, championship expectations here. I think this is just going to be a battle here. I don't love the 4, but I do like Clemson at home. I just think Clemson, offensively, defensively. LSU, man, you just saw last year too many struggles down the stretch. A lot of bad games against good teams. A&M, Bama, Florida. Their offense really struggled defensively. They just got ran through. Clemson, they're going to run and throw on them. I think LSU's offense is going to be fine. The defense is what I'm worried about, which was the big issue last year for LSU. I'm buying a point. I think it's going to be like a field goal game, and I do like Clemson, so I'm going to take Clemson -3 and money line at home today. Next matchup, we got New Mexico versus Michigan. Michigan opening up as a 34.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 49. These teams have not played each other before. New Mexico, pretty mid-year. They didn't make a bowl game. Michigan finished the season on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Bama in their bowl game. We'll see what Bryce Underwood looks like again, looks like this season. The offense wasn't good for Michigan last year. In a lot of their games, they struggled scoring. We'll see what kind of statement they make today here. New year, they're 9-0 against the Mountain West. 5-1 covering the spread. New Mexico, And this is just tough because what are we going to get from Michigan? That's kind of the question. No doubt Michigan's the better team, but offensively, they really struggled. I mean, we'll see what kind of leap they make offensively because they were very bad on offense. They won a lot of games with their defense, but they were not blowing teams out. New Mexico finished the season strong. They put up plenty of points here, but in Michigan, it's just got to be a blowout game for Michigan here. I think we're looking at like a 40 to like 6 game. I think they sneak the cover in. I trust Michigan more as in a teaser, but yeah, Michigan at home. I think I got to take Michigan minus 34.5 in this one. Next matchup, we got Georgia State versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss opening up as a 34-point home favorite with the over-under at 60.5. These teams have not played each other before. Georgia State, horrible season. 2-8 in their last 10. Yeah, Ole Miss, obviously great year. Got to a good bowl game, but got left out of the playoffs. That was the big controversy. They lost Dart, lost some good talents, Judkins. I mean, they lost some dudes. But nonetheless, still going to be really good. I believe it's Austin Simmons. We're going to see what he looks like. That's kind of it. I expect Ole Miss offense to really just put on the points. They don't really mess around in these non-conference games. 10-0 against the Sun Belt, 8-1 in August. I just don't expect them to mess around here. I think it's a dominating game for them. Give me Ole Miss minus 34 at home today. Then the last matchup, we got Northern Arizona versus Arizona State. Arizona State opening up as a 28.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 52.5. Yeah, head-to-head, or they haven't played each other head-to-head, really. Let's see. They actually have, never mind. Read that wrong. Arizona State, 7-0 head-to-head. 3-0 covering the spread in their last 3. Yeah, they have an average is like 41-11 from those games combined. Arizona State, insane year last year. Losing Scatabo. Got a good quarterback and leave it. I like what Arizona State's doing. They got a lot of culture there. They're like on the rise, Got Levitt is a Heisman player, potentially. Coming off a tough Texas loss, a game where Arizona State could have won that game. And we're looking at a whole nother scenario here. Yeah, 0-7 on the road against Arizona State. Arizona State finished the season 7-0 covering the spread, 9-0 in August, 6-0 covering on Saturday. Yeah, I'm really liking Arizona State. I just love their culture. Tough to replace Scatabo. I mean, he was unbelievable last season. So we'll see what the running backs like, but I'm sure they'll be fine. They got weapons. Really great quarterback here. I expect a dominating game from Arizona. I'm going to buy a point. I don't like that line right there. Give me Arizona State minus 27.5 at home today. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a good one.